Alright, what's going on, everybody? We've had a long time off. It's been exactly 4 weeks to the day, and this was all stemmed. This is the first trip out from the Enterprise deal. If you guys didn't know what went on with that, I'll link up here so you can see kind of what that ordeal went through. But everything's good. Everything came in. Why did I take off so long? Well, like I said in that video, you know, it's kind of circumstances that happened with that. It messed up my flow of what I was going to do that trip out. So I decided to stay on in and hunt the rest of October. And now I'm back out. The holidays are coming up, so I'll be taking off more time for that. So I figured just get after it right here. You know, I usually do this, you know, first couple of weeks in November, take off for the holiday there, and then kind of spool up the beginning of December up until, you know, that end of the holiday. And that's pretty much, I usually cut that off about, you know, the week before or the week of Christmas, and then I go ahead and just take the rest of the year off. So, but what I want to kind of, I don't know, I guess touch on is success in this industry, and more specifically success in the HOTSHOT realm. I haven't been posting many videos, but I have been watching a lot of videos, and I've kind of seen what some of the guys that I follow, you know, some of the bigger names than me and stuff like that, I've kind of watched them, you know, here. And well, one thing that I've noticed is that there seems to be this, you know, and I guess it makes sense, you know, outside looking in, that HOTSHOT's like a stepping stone. That's what I've heard it referred to as a lot. I've even heard on a couple of videos that HOTSHOT isn't even, you know, a sustainable business. You know, it only is a stepping stone. You can't make it in HOTSHOT exclusively, you know, long term. Let's put it that way. That's where I'll disagree on that, and that's where what I want to touch on in this is what success is to me. Of course, success is subjective. Everybody's definition of that personally is different. One of the biggest things to take into account in this industry when you're trying to figure out whether or not this is for you is your lifestyle. How much does it cost for you to live the way you want to live on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis? That more or less, and I know it's common sense, but a lot of people don't think of it, that's going to dictate on a minimum of one side. That's just your expenses, not the business side. It's going to dictate how much you're going to need to make. And the higher that number is, the worse this is going to be for you, because one of the worst things you can have, really, I would say with any job, but especially the transportation industry, is having to work. You know, I have to. That will burn you out faster than anything. So to flip that around and kind of give you an instance of what I view as success is the situation that I'm in. Basically all year, really, since I started this stint. I mean, I've operated in the black since I started. That was by design. But one of the best things about this is that I have only worked 87 days this year. And I put all this down on paper. You know, I crunched all the numbers on that, but a lot of the number videos I put out, there's a lot of, I mean, really, you say you don't want to brag, but that's kind of what that does. You know what I mean? I'm not really showing anything spectacular. I'm showing that I'm not failing. I mean, that's really about it. So the point, it's kind of redundant to do the money videos, and everybody wants to kind of see, I mean, people want to see you break down. I mean, they basically want you to show them your bank statement. You know, it's like, it's really just not worth the effort to put all that. But I do crunch my numbers. You know, I'm a stat person. I like seeing all that. But what I will tell you is that I have only worked 87 days this year through October. So 87 days in 10 months. I've had 87 days that I've worked, and it was like 200 something days off. That's success to me. And the only reason that number is so low is because I didn't have to work more, I didn't need to work more, and I didn't want to. So when I can dictate that to me is success. That means that I didn't have to do anything I didn't feel like doing this year, ever. And the only reason it was that much is because that's how much time I wanted to myself. And it wasn't really to myself like I'm just gonna lay around and be lazy. it's time for me to think about what else I want to do. You know, that's a lot of time to have on your hands. And one thing that I want to also point out on this is all of the messages and comments that I've been getting about help. You know, will I help somebody? And here's the reason I haven't answered a lot of those recently. I've seen them, I haven't answered them, and there's a reason for that. The reason is because when all this first kicked off, the whole social media thing, it was manageable when the numbers were lower. And I have helped a ton of people. Out of those ton of people, I would say probably 5 to 10% actually used that guidance that I spent hours, you know, putting out there for people. You know, that's time out of my life, you know, for free at that time. I've had people offer to pay me and all that. I don't really have a set rate for time on this kind of stuff. And I don't want to be unfair and all this and that. I've thought about the Patreon thing, but I don't know what to price the tiers and all that. So, I mean, if anybody is really interested in knowing what they need to find out on this, if I can help you, I will. But I am gonna have to charge for that. I have to. Like, I mean, it's been way too much. It irritates me at this point to get questions, and I don't want that. I really don't want that, but it does, because I know that this could turn into a 20-second answer or a 2-day ordeal, you know, on the phone, off the, and I just don't, I can't commit to that, you know, freely. And but anyway, yeah, I mean, that's success to me. You know, it's a lot of people want to build fleets, a lot of people want to move up to semi trucks. You know, if that's what you want, do it. The reason I don't want that is because I have done that. You know, and all this info really wasn't out there whenever I was doing that, and I failed. I threw in the towel. I did, you know, there's 3 times that I did that it didn't work out. One of them I failed miserably, like went into bankruptcy, failed. The other 2, I kind of cut off the bleeding, you know, as I saw it was getting bad, and you know, kind of saw myself out. But this has allowed me to take everything that I've learned in those failures and those missed opportunities and all that, and I've been able to kind of put it together and make it work. This has worked great for me, you know, financially. Do the numbers matter? Are they going to blow anybody's mind? No, but I don't need that for my lifestyle. I also don't need that for my business, because I don't want to turn around and hand most of what I made, or even much of any of what I've made, over to, you know, the tax person. Really what I'm getting at in this is, don't let a lot of these videos that you see discourage you, but don't let them set your bar either. Measure your own success. Like I said, look at your lifestyle and know how realistic that's going to be to have to make every single month, especially if you're jumping into this from something else. If this is totally new to you, you're not going to come in killing it. You're just absolutely not. There's a learning curve to anything. I mean, you could be really good and pick this up within 2 months, but those first 2 months are going to be terrible. So that's what I wanted to point out, kind of the whole success thing going around. I kind of just wanted to throw my 2 cents in on that. I know it hasn't really been labeled as success, but it's kind of been given the image that this isn't how you make it. This is just a step to make it. That's not true. You could totally make it in this. But another thing I wanted to point out was, anybody trying to get into this, tell me what you guys want as far as like a plan. You know, is Patreon something you guys would be interested in? I have looked into it, but I've not pulled the trigger on it because I don't really know what's fair. You know, what would you guys be willing to pay to know something? You know what I'm saying? And I know that everybody's questions aren't going to be the same. So it's really hard to set flat rates on things. You know what I mean? Somebody's question could be answered in, like I said, you know, 5, 10, 20 seconds. Others, you know, it's like some people message me and want their entire business plan laid out for them. It's like, I mean, I don't have like, you know, 9 straight days to do that for you. But, you know, if we could put something together and kind of do a little one-on-one, I've got time, you know, where I could kind of delegate that. It wouldn't be on demand really, but I think I'm at a point to where I would like to work with a lot of people that have messaged me already, and anybody else that, you know, would like to get a hold of me, and just kind of let me know what you guys want to want to do about that in the comments. And I'll read those, and we'll start, you know, I'll start brainstorming if it has legs and needs to go somewhere, you know. So that's it for today's video. I just, like I said, just got back out on the road. Got 3 going down to Louisiana. But anyway, guys, you know, just let me know what you guys want, you know, from me, from this channel. I know that I've started off as a lot of help, and then it kind of moved to vlogs, and then, you know, it kind of went all over the place, and then back to vlogs, and then just kind of, you know, whatever. But that's what I didn't want to kind of, you know, corner myself into one thing. So kind of let me know what you want to see, what you want to know, and what you want me to talk about. And we'll get back after it now that I'm back out on the road. We'll see you guys next time.